Hello, everyone, and welcome to Munn Ice Arena in East Lansing. Michigan State women's hockey on a Saturday night taking on Northern Michigan. The D1 schools in action, or D2 schools in action, rather. D1 played earlier today. They split their weekend doubleheader against Lake Superior State, losing 3-2 in overtime earlier today. Tonight, Northern Michigan's in town, taking on the D2 Michigan State Spartans. Northern Michigan 12-1-1 on the season, ranked number 2 behind only Sioux College in the central rankings. Michigan State ranked number 8, still clinging to their playoff hopes, currently 7-4. A win against Northern Michigan this weekend in either of their 2 games would be massive. They play here tonight. They play here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Both of those games will be right here on Flow Sports. Super glad that you're here for us on a cold Saturday night in mid-Michigan. Our third hockey game of the weekend. Michigan State looking to pull off an upset, taking on Northern Michigan in just a couple of minutes. I got 4 minutes up on the board, just under 4 minutes. They just added 5 minutes so teams could finish warm-ups. We had senior night just a few moments ago. Michigan State honoring its senior class. Lexi Radman, Reese Heaton, Ellie Johnson, Vanessa Larson, Emily Weiss, Daria Rorick. This is my 4th year with Michigan State women's hockey, so for me, I've seen these players come up since they were freshmen, some of them. So really exciting to see their career arcs. And on this senior night, they're looking to pull off a massive upset against Northern Michigan. We got 3 more minutes on the clock. We're going to step down for just a couple of minutes, and then we will be back with our puck drop. Michigan State women's hockey coming up next, live on Flow Sports, presented by Open Ended Media. Final warm-ups are wrapping up here at Munn Ice Arena. Michigan State women's hockey taking on Northern Michigan in just a couple of minutes. Senior night here at Munn Ice Arena. Lexi Radman, Reese Heaton, Ellie Johnson, Callie Vranos, Vanessa Larson, Daria Rorick, all being honored. It's a special senior class for sure. One that's been through a lot here. A lot of success with this group. trying to make the playoffs one more time. Currently ranked number 8 in the Central standings, facing off against number 2 Northern Michigan. 12-1-1. It's a good Northern team coming in from the Great White North. Second Michigan State team to face a team from way up by the bridge this weekend. The D1 squad in action this weekend had a home doubleheader against Lake Superior State University, and they split that doubleheader. They won last night but lost this afternoon 3-2 in overtime. They put a couple extra minutes up on the clock, so we're still waiting for the first puck to drop. They keep adding time. They had having a delayed start tonight because of senior night. Initial start time was scheduled for 6:30, but you know how senior night goes. Players have a lot to say, and why not? This is a special group of seniors. Two minutes until puck drop here at Munn Ice Arena. The 7-4 Michigan State Spartans taking on the 12-1-1 Northern Michigan Wildcats. This game is presented by Open Ended Media, your friendly neighborhood broadcast provider in the greater Lansing area. If you have a team or a league that needs a broadcast, whether it's a multi-camera setup with graphics and replays, the whole 9 yards, a simple single-camera setup like this, or just an audio live stream, Open Ended Media's got your back. Email us, broadcasting at openendedmedia.com. Also, if you want to be a sponsor of our broadcast on Open Ended Media, we are the home of our local game of the week for basketball and football for high school sports. We got a couple of great games coming up this week. We got Charlotte and Sexton on Tuesday, and then the big one, Waverly East Lansing on Friday night. Men's basketball this week on Open Ended Media TV, openendedmedia.com. If you want to be a sponsor of those games or the Capital Diamond Classic coming up, City Baseball Tournament coming up in a couple of months, reach out, broadcasting at openendedmedia.com. The Wildcats have gathered by their goal. They will break their huddle. Spartans doing their final drills as well. As the final 30 seconds of the warm-up clock tick down now for the third time today. Hopefully we'll actually get this one started here in the next couple of minutes. It's a cold night here in East Lansing. The cold snap that seemingly will not end. But we're inside tonight. And despite the big ice block sitting in the middle of the room, it's way nicer in here than it is out there. A couple of the best goalkeepers at this level in action tonight, getting the start. We expect Dario Rorick to be the starter for Michigan State. We're about to get our starting lineups introduced. Lauren Eager expected to start for Northern Michigan. We will see if that anticipated matchup is what we're going to get. But we are going to stand aside for starting lineups and national anthem, and then we will be back for opening puck drop here at Munn Ice Arena. Michigan State Women's Hockey live on Flow Sports, presented by Open Ended Media. All right, let's get this party started. Northern Michigan and Michigan State. A top 10 clash in the Central Region. Number 2, Northern Michigan. Number 8, Michigan State. Wildcats come in 12-1-1. Undefeated in the first semester. Finally suffered a defeat last week. Spartans coming in 7-4. 8th in the Central rankings. A lot to play for. Right on that playoff bubble. Trying to push their way in. And a win over Northern Michigan in either of these two games would be massive for their playoff resume. Starting lineup for the Wildcats: in goal, as we expected, Lauren Eager, with Ava Kierzek, Grace Falkowitz, Christina Ligas, Anna Schultz, and Melina Hovis. The 5 on the ice. For the Spartans, it will be Daria Rorick in goal, with Lexi Radman, Reese Heaton, Ellie Johnson, Callie Vranos, and Emily Weiss getting the start. 20 minutes on the clock. We're ready to get some going. At Munn Ice Arena, Spartans will be moving left to right across your radio, wearing white shirts, black pants, black helmets. Northern Michigan, black helmets, green shirts, green pants with yellow stripes. We have the face-off, and we are away. Spartans with it in their own end. This is the captain, Ellie Johnson, sending it along the near boards in front of the MSU bench. In the middle, Avery Weiss. Trying to get it to Radman, taken away, coming the other way is Kierzek. Kierzek along the far boards for Northern Michigan, sends it in behind. Picked up by Anna Schultz, and the Spartans in transition. Here they come. 2-on-1 here. Radman trying to center it. Misses her target in the middle. And coming back the other way is Kierzek. Sends it away, picked up by the Spartans in the neutral zone. Mia Kagan getting it ahead. Mia Herbst behind the net, looking for an option. Pass is picked off by Kierzek. Spartans keep it in the attacking zone. Down into the corner. First minute gone of the first period, no score. In the corner behind the net, Izzy Oldani gets it out of there. Here comes Schultz. 19 goals this season for Schultz. Gets it into the attacking zone. Spartans win the puck back, and they work it back into neutral ice. Avery Hayes almost jumped in on that, able to send it away at least. Behind the net it goes. Northern Michigan will send it around the boards. Trying to bring it on ahead. Stephanie Gemignani taken away by MSU. 18:20 to go in the first, no score. At the blue line, Chloe Allen carries it in for Northern Michigan, tries to cross it, but it's deflected. Coming the other way now, Ella Dobbs. Dobbs will just get it away into neutral ice. Mara Kennedy on to Rachel Beek up over the blue line. Beek tees up, disrupted in the right circle, and the Spartans will get it away. That's Reese Heaton on the clearance. Sent back in, taken away by Michigan State. Here they come the other way, trying to push. This is Larson, Vanessa Larson out on the far side. Or excuse me, that's 65, Maggie Lempa. Leading scorer for this Spartans team with 6 goals in the year. Lempa, left circle. Lempa decides to skate around with it, work it back to the top of the zone. Sent in from the top. It's kicked wide. 17.5 to go in the first. No score. Sent in, kicked wide by Eager into the corner, where it's picked up by the Wildcats. They'll send it around. Gemignani knocked up in the air. Picked up by Michigan State in the attacking zone. Avery Weishaus. Pass is deflected behind Falkowitz. And Northern Michigan will try to get it out of there, but Weishaus Vranos takes it from the top and sends it in behind. Northern wins it back, but again back to Vranos. Can't keep it in the zone. She'll just have to dump it in. Erin Harnick sends it away for Northern. And it will go for icing. 16:56 to go first period. No score between Michigan State and Northern Michigan here in the early goings at Munn Ice Arena. You'll notice, if you take a look at the Northern Michigan bench, only 8 other players on that bench. So a thin bench for Northern Michigan. It hasn't affected them this season. Extremely good in every line. Lots of talent across the board. But they don't have as many bodies as Michigan State does. And we could see potentially how that affects them over the course of a doubleheader, but they've been doing it all season, so I can't imagine that they deal with too much fatigue. But we will see. 2 games in 16 hours is a challenge for anybody, and that one's sent in from the right circle and held and covered by Rorik. A clash between 2 of the best goalies in the region. Rorik, a 1.67 goals against average and a save percentage of .930. On the flip side, Lauren Eager, 1.26 allowed and a .950 save percentage. So some elite goaltending in the offing for today. 1 or 2 goals might win it for you. So you got to take advantage of any opportunity you get. 16:20 to go in the first. Puck swung around behind. Mara Kennedy trying to get it in. Taken away by Michigan State, but poked back into the zone by Schultz. Turning on it. Brianna Bisick in the right circle. Shoots and saved by Rorik. Rorik, one of those special players that's been a keystone for this MSU D2 squad for the past few years. Getting into games even as an underclassman. And now here she is on her senior night. One of the very best in her league. Spartans depending on her if they want to make a playoff run. Anna Weber sends it around. Emma Billy sends it all the way through and in behind. And it will go for icing. 15:50 to go in the first. So an advanced face-off for Northern Michigan. No score here in the first period. Left circle face-off. Behind the net, Anna Weber sends it around. Mia Herbst going to carry it through the neutral zone, tries to center it. Has Ellie Nahovig on that far side. Nahovig down the goal line. Loose in the left circle. Herbst. Nahovig is still there. They're trying to work it out to someone. And finally taken away by Kennedy. Kennedy along the near boards. Tries to send it ahead looking for Chloe Allen. Jim McNamee is there. Herbst gets it away from Michigan State into neutral ice. And Northern Michigan will reset deep in their own zone. Nope, it's an icing. 15:04 to go. Spartans feeling some pressure here, which you would expect. This is a Northern Michigan team that knows how to score goals. Anna Schultz, 19 on the season. Last series on the calendar for the Northern Michigan Wildcats, so a long break between the regular season and the postseason for them. That one in the air just outside the crease, taken away by MSU. Nahovig just sends it away. And we're going to watch yet another icing. 14:50 to go in the first. Spartans quite happy to clear it. They're playing a little defensively here. They've been able to skate with Northern so far, but obviously we're only 5 minutes in. A lot of hockey to play. And that might be part of the strategy, right? If you're Michigan State, you sit in a bit more of a defensive posture against a team that's very, very good. Try to keep this game tight, keep it 0-0 for a while, and then maybe make your push a little bit later on, or maybe when you see the counter opportunity, that one's sent all the way out. Tracked down by Old Donnie. Gives it up to Harnick. Beek. Northern Michigan still working with it in their own zone. Taken on by Mia Kagan. Tries to center it. It's taken away by Northern. Still in the attacking zone. Spartans applying the forecheck. Weishaus gets it in behind the net. 14:25 to go in the first. No score. Rachel Beek tries to send it away. Picking it up in her own end is Jillian Pernot. In the neutral zone. Spartans have it. Skating with it. Lempa skates past one. Lempa in the slot, trying to skate past another. A little too long of a touch, and it goes in behind. Passes it off the boards to Heaton. Heaton cycles back to the top. Ellie Johnson sends it in. Shot at the near post is blocked. Reese Heaton was there to try to put it away, but a good stop from Eager. Kierzek on the puck at her own blue line. Long pass sent all the way through. This is Hovis. Hovis cuts it in, and she's tripped up, and that's going to be a call every time. Hovis picks it up in the corner, tries to center it, and it's going to be touched by MSU, but it's unfortunate. Hovis got tripped up in very plain sight. Now the Spartans will have to deal with a penalty kill. It's going to be Pernot in the sin bin. 13:20 to go in the first period. Face-off, Hovis has it in the corner. Hovis behind the net. Pass into the far corner. Back to Hovis in the near side. Hovis back behind the net. This is Kennedy working into the middle. The one-timer, it's stopped. Oldani with the attempt. Behind the net, it's Beek. Beek passes to the near post. The shot rattles the bar, but Rorik jumps on it. 12:58 to go in the first, 1:38 on the power play. And Rorik proving her mettle once again, as she's done so many times in her career. Spartans will get changes on. Johnson, Weishaus, Kagan, and Heaton, the penalty kill lineup for MSU here. 12:58 to go in the first. Face off in the right circle. Poked away to the top of the zone. Ligas, Christina Ligas. Over into the right circle. That shot is blocked. Trying to clear it away is Heaton. No dice. Picked up by Ligas at the top of the zone once again. Ligas on the outside. The one-time slap shot from the outside by Schultz goes away. Picked up by Oldani, top of the zone. Oldani skates it across, gives to Schultz. Schultz, wrist shot this time is over the bar. And that's going to work all the way back in off the boards through the neutral zone. Oldani will set up in her own zone, trying to get it ahead. Sends it on to Hovis, all the way through. This is Beek, left side, shot looking for the bottom far corner. But a kick save, and the Spartans get it into neutral ice. 50 seconds left on the power play. Good pressure here from Northern Michigan. Spartans holding fast so far. Hovis over the blue line on the far side. Hovis skates it down to the goal line. Pass in front, loose outside the crease. Picked up by Weishaus, trying to get it away. Heaton over there on the outside, and Heaton will just send it away down the boards. Northern going to reset, and here they come the other way. Skating through the middle is Harnick. Harnick at the blue line, turned aside. Bisick also turned aside at the blue line. 20 seconds on the power play. Spartans lift it clear. This is an aggressive, talented Northern Michigan offense, and the Spartans have kept them at bay here. And they're about to kill off this first penalty if they can hold on for another 5 seconds. Puck is at the blue line. Turning back towards our own goal is Vranos. Feels the double team. We're back to full strength. Picked up by Jimignani. Trying to get it in. Vranos giving her all kinds of trouble. Keeping her from getting that entry pass. And good defense by Vranos forces her to pass it off to Bisick. Working it back to the top. Harnick. Bisick on the near side. Down low. Jimignani again. Taken away by Radman, trying to get it away to the top. It's sent back in. Sent out by MSU back to the top. Picked up by Harnick. Harnick swings it all the way around. Under 11 to go in the first, no score. On the outside, Katie Wong trying to get on it for Michigan State. The Spartans will get it into neutral ice. And now here comes the pressure from Emily Weiss over the blue line. Weiss in the corner. Looking to center it. Decides to drop it off instead. Pass across, finds no one. Down into the corner, looking to center it. Gets all the way through the middle there. On the far side, Lavelle. Across to Weber, wrist shot, blocked. In the near corner, trying to work it back to Weber. Weber trying to keep possession, knocked into the boards by Chloe Allen. Down into the corner, Falkowitz. Spartans trying to keep it in the attacking zone, but ultimately Jimignani not quite able to get it out of there. Never mind, look like she was able to carry it over the blue line, but it's poked back in. Harnick will reset from deep in her own zone and get it all the way through. Changes on for Northern Michigan. Spartans will regroup with the puck. 9:43 to go in the first. No score. Been a good contest so far. Spartans fought off a penalty kill just a moment ago. Here they come the other way. Vanessa Larson skating all the way into the left circle. Then she's going to circle around and look for the support. Pass to Pernot on the near side. Pernot, wrister to the far post, just wide. Once again, that's Lempa out there, 65, not 25, instead of Larson. Through the neutral zone, here comes Northern. Hovis. Stopping in the corner, draws the double team, the cross in, knocked away at the top of the crease. Rorik reaching around the post to cover it. And that's that agility you don't always see from goalies at this level. But that loose puck outside of her crease, she gets aggressive and falls on it and stops the play, gets a face-off for MSU. .9:06 to go first period. Michigan State nothing, Northern Michigan nothing. Face-off in the left circle. Hovis sends it in behind. Avery Hayes there for Michigan State, sends it around to the far side. Trying to jump on that is Herbst, trying to get it out of the zone, and she does. Sent all the way over the blue line, and Hayes giving chase. Not going to get there. Northern has it, but they turn it back over. Herbst gives it to Hayes. Hayes in the left circle, down to Herbst in the corner. Herbst trying to drive the goal line. Herbst looking for a center. There's nobody there to help her, and she's going to work it back to the top. Pernot sends it in. It's saved and held. Spartans with the pressure, but again, they're in a little bit more of a defensive posture than they might normally be because of the talent of the opponent, presumably. So no one was making that run into the slot to try to show. And that might be where, now that you've skated around for about half the period, starting to get a little more comfortable, maybe that's when you start to step in and be a bit more aggressive on the offensive end when you have an opportunity. Or maybe not. What do I know? 8.5 to go in the first period. Ella Dobbs in the near corner. Tries to find a teammate. Was looking for Johnson, I think, but it gets all the way through everybody, and the Spartans will reset back at their own blue line. This is Pernot. Pernot skating through the neutral zone, up over the blue line. Lost the puck. Picked up by Schultz. Schultz gets it to Gemignani. Passes on to Schultz again. Schultz over the blue line. Stops, turns. Sends it in behind. Picked up by Gemignani, trying to wrap around to the near post. It's loose at the top of the crease. Rorik tried to poke it clear, didn't get a stick on it. Picked up by Beek in the right circle. Shot, blocked, loose, covered, saved. 7:58 to go in the first. Still scoreless. Good stuff from Daria Rorik. Here in this first period. 7:58 to go. No score. Face off in the right circle. Taken by MSU, trying to clear it away is Larson. Spartans will scramble it into the neutral zone, and they got numbers maybe here. Pushing it on to Weishaus. Weishaus over the blue line. Weishaus back in the middle. 1-on-none. Lempa. It's blocked, and the goal comes free. The Spartans convert defense into attack, create a good opportunity, but a good stop from Lauren Eager. It's a face-off. That might be what you want if you're Michigan State, and it looks like we got a penalty on Northern Michigan and all that. Two minutes on Izzy Oldani. So the Spartans with a huge opportunity here with 7:45 to go in the first period. They'll be up a skater for the next 2 minutes. Face-off. Schultz trying to win it over there on that far side away from Kagan, but Kagan able to win the fight. Kagan in the left circle. Excuse me, this is Kagan. Works it up to the right side. Vranos in the right circle. Vranos dispossessed, poked free along the near boards. Katie Wong trying to win it back for MSU. In the corner, cleared away. Wildcats clear their lines. That counterattack that created the initial opportunity there just before the power play might be Michigan State's ticket to offensive pressure. Skating all the way through here is Kagan in the left circle. Kagan tees up and fires. A good save. If you're going to give Mia Kagan that much space, she can hurt you. And at the very least, you win the faceoff there in the left circle. 1:12 left on the power play. 6:57 in the first period. Been a fun one here at Munn Ice Arena so far. Spartans would love to pull ahead here with 70 seconds left in the power play. Immediately off the drop, it's cleared away by the Wildcats. Spartans giving chase. Behind the net is Larson. Being defended there by Bicek. Larson waits for the help. Hands off to Heaton, and here we go. Heaton going to try to carry it down the left side. Heaton gets it poked away from her, able to keep it though. Heaton in the left circle, trying to set up the attack. 45 seconds on the power play, and that pass is knocked away. Cleared off the boards, not out of the zone yet. Now it will go back into neutral ice, and Spartans will reset the action here, 38 seconds. Larson. Across to Lavelle. On to Radman. Radman up against the boards, sends into the middle. The shot from deep by Larson actually tests Eager. She has to kick it aside with the stick. And it's cleared away. Spartans will retreat for one more push here. 12 seconds left on the power play. Long pass on the near side. Two Spartans collide. Herbst picks it up for MSU. 4 seconds left on the power play. And that's how we're going to end. The first penalty kill for Northern Michigan is successful. Across to Herbst on the near side. 5:35 left in the period. Herbst skating clean. Right circle. All the way in. Tries to play it in, but it's deflected by Harnick. Northern will get it away. Jamignani trying to get it along the board. Spartans have it in their own zone. Pass into the middle is offline. Taken away by Harnick. Harnick disrupted by Katie Wong, who makes a nice stop. Just stopping Harnick's momentum. They didn't win the puck off of it, but still, it disrupts the offense and forces them to reset. They try to work it down the right side. It's off the boards and taken away by MSU. Pass across once again to Herbst. Herbst trying to lead the attack over the blue line. Doesn't have any help yet. Going to hold up and wait for it down in the corner. Chloe Allen there to try to take the puck for Northern Michigan, and does. Now pressure along the near boards. 3 Spartans, 2 Wildcats fighting for the puck, and it's going to get punched through by Reister. Bailey Reister on the near side for Northern. Reister looking for the cross in, had someone wide open, but a good block on the entry, and another good block. Anna Weber stepping in front to block 2 consecutive entry passes. Milena Hovis was wide open in the slot, but Weber stops the entry pass twice to deny a good opportunity for the Wildcats. Weber with the puck behind the net now for Michigan State. 4 1/4 to go in the first. Emma Billy. Anna Weber again. They can't get it out of the zone. It's won by the Wildcats. They work it back to the top. Working it around Oldani. Tries to send it in the middle. Wrist shot from Schultz just goes wide. Falkowitz on the outside in the corner. Spartans can't get a hold of it. Pass across is offline. Picked up by MSU. Just trying to get it out of the zone, and they do. Northern with it on the logo. This is Falkowitz. Falkowitz skating fast. Gets past Lempa, but a good piece of defending by Heaton to get in there and disrupt it. Lempa, Heaton just trying to get it out of the zone, and they do. Heaton able to keep possession. Heaton skating through the neutral zone. 3 1/2 to go. Heaton, nice stick handling to get by 1 over the blue line. Still trying to keep it, but a swarm of Wildcat defenders are there, and they take the puck off of her. 3:25 to go. They just send it away. Johnson sends it back from where it came, and the Wildcats will set up from their own zone. It's going to go for icing. Excuse me. Johnson was just far back enough for icing to be issued. So 3:20 to go in the first. No score between Michigan State and Northern Michigan. If you're the Spartans, you're probably not unhappy with how this has gone. You knew you were going to have to count on Daria Rorick. She's been up to the challenge, but you've also kept her from being under constant duress this first period, the way that so many teams are when they play Northern Michigan. That one hops in front of Rorick off the drop, and we'll run it back. 3:13 to go in the first, and some players had some things to say to each other after that one. 2 penalties in this game so far, both of which came to nothing. Face off in the right circle. Cycling it back to Kennedy at the top. Kennedy, the wrister is blocked. The second effort is blocked and covered. Rachel Beek was there to try to pick up the loose puck in the slot. Her shot was also deflected by a defender, and Rorick had to catch that redirected puck as it was skittering toward the far post, but she was able to make the stop. 3:06 to go, another face-off. Those are just those veteran reflexes. You've done this for a couple of years at this level in this building. Those are the kinds of plays you can make. Pernot tries to get it out. Bicek able to stop it, sends it back to Pernot, who lifts it high off the glass, and it skips over the skate of Ligas. And that will relieve the pressure, at least for the moment. 2:50 to go in the first. Skating behind her own net is Kennedy. Sends it on, Gemignani. Gemignani over the blue line. Behind the net, Gemignani. Spartans are there, Pernot. Pass is given away in the right circle. The quick shot is blocked by Rorik. Behind the net it goes. Northern in possession, 2.5 to go. Working back to the top is Kennedy. Kennedy fires! Blocked. Back to Kennedy on the bounce. Picked up by MSU, trying to get it out of the zone is Weishaus, and she does. Gets it on to Weiss, but she couldn't keep it, coming the other way. Kennedy, right circle, fires, blocked by the defender out to the corner. Fighting for possession near the left circle. Spartans trying to get it out of the zone. It's deflected back into the corner. Off the boards all the way around to Weiss. Weiss gets it into neutral ice. Harnick picks it up at her own blue line, sends it off the boards on the near side. Picked up by Pernot at her own blue line. Pass is picked off, coming the other way, Hovis. Hovis runs into two defenders and loses it. 1:48 to go in the first. Spartans cleared away. Harnick in the neutral zone with it. Passes it on to Schultz. Here comes Schultz, left circle. Shot deflected behind by Rorik. All the way into the far corner. Picked up Nahovig. Couple of Spartans there trying to swing it around the boards. Herbst on the near side. Can she get it out of there? And she does. Gets it just past Harnick. Wildcats will try to set it up on the near side. Harnick carries it into the attacking zone. Stopped there by Lavelle in the corner. Lavelle has a little bit of space and time behind her own net. Passes it off, trying to get it to Nahovig. Battered around a little bit, now back into neutral ice. 1:05 to go. Swung around behind by the Wildcats. They're going to get a line change. Some relief for the Spartans here. Final minute of the first period. Pernot tries to carry it along the near boards. Pernot draws a crowd of defenders. Up near the blue line, it's poked back into the neutral zone where Weishaus picks it up for Michigan State. Working it back to the defense. Rhinos' pass is picked off by Bicek, who sends it back in. Weishaus watches it go down into the corner on the near side. Picked up by Schultz. Schultz tries to center it. 33 seconds. Knocked away by Michigan State. Weishaus gets it to the blue line where it's poked away, and here comes Michigan State. They might have numbers. Here they come, Larson. Larson's got help in the middle. Larson in the right, or Lempa rather, passes across. The shot. What a save! Lempa with the pass across. Heaton at the far post. The backhand save at the post by Lauren Eager, and that's the Spartans converting defense into attack really quickly. But they couldn't slot it home. Again, we've talked about it this whole first period. Two of the best goalies in the Central region at it tonight. And the zeros on the scoreboard are telling the story. Pass across by Lempa is intercepted by Schultz, but that pass is picked off in the left circle by Heaton. Heaton tries to send it across Lempa, 7 seconds. Lempa dispossessed. Picked back up, the puck sent across, loose top of the crease and cleared away, and that's the end of the first. Well, that's fun. First 20 minutes are in the books, and it looks like we're going to have a short intermission, as we usually do for these D2 games, just a couple of minutes between periods 1 and 2. So we're going to step down for just a moment, and we'll be back with the second period. Michigan State women's hockey live on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Munn Ice Arena in East Lansing. Michigan State Women's Hockey, Northern Michigan University, a D2 clash. No score as we approach the beginning of the second period. Two teams will switch ends. Spartans skating right to left here in the second period. A clinic from both of these goalies. And the Spartans will take the drop, and here we go. Larson tries to send it along, looking for Avery Weishaus over there on the far side, but it's taken away by Hovis. Fighting for it on the far side of the neutral zone. Hovis works it up to the blue line where Northern will try to send it in, but the Spartans have it in their own zone, cleared away. Dumped back in by Ligas behind the net. Pernot tries to lift it off the boards, but it's stolen there by Hovis. Hovis with a chance here maybe to center it in that far corner. Hovis tries to center it, too much traffic, bounced back to the top of the zone, kicked around, loose in the slot, picked up by Lempa. Lempa can't get it out of the zone, now a scramble for it at the top of the zone. Larson jumps on it for MSU, gets it away to Weishaus. Weishaus across. Larson. Puck knocked up in the air and taken away by the Wildcats. Here they come the other way. Skating with it in the left circle. The shot is blocked on the attempt by Schultz. Goes behind the net. Into the near corner. 3 Spartans and a Wildcat down there. And the Spartans will win the battle, and Lempa gets it clear. Old Donnie over on the far side. Along the boards to Schultz. Carries it into the attacking zone. Schultz left circle. Schultz shot. Kick save by Rorik. 18:25 to go second period. No score between Michigan State and Northern Michigan. Along the near side. Up in the air. And it falls right in front of Lexi Radman. Grateful for that. Radman will send it on its way. Kicked aside by Eager. Nope, she's actually going to hold on to that, and the Spartans win a faceoff. Something we noticed during the D1 doubleheader over the last 24 hours, last night and earlier today, the puck has been bouncing a lot more. It's been in the air a lot more than we expected. I don't know if that's a venue thing or just a play style thing between those two teams, but we saw the puck in the air a lot more of those games. Not sure if that's a pattern that's going to hold up here with the D2 squads on the ice. Puck sent across on the ice by Lavelle. No one's there for it. Back to the top of the zone it goes. Sending it in behind. 1 Spartan and 2 Wildcats out there. And Weiss is tripped up, and the Spartans are going to get a penalty. Spartans will take that. Great work by Emily Weiss. Just continued to fight for it. Continued to stay afloat. Drew 2 defenders in, and one of them tripped her up. It was Grace Falkowitz, who committed the infraction, and with 17:48 to go in the second period. We're going to have a face-off in the right circle. Off the drop, Spartans have it. This is Radman. Back to the top of the zone. Lavelle. Larson, dispossessed. Coming the other way is Bisek on the right side. Bisek floats one across wide of the post. Beek is there, but she can't keep it. Spartans have it now. Here comes Reese Heaton. 1:38 on the power play. Heaton skating over the blue line. Has Weishaus on the left side. Weishaus spinning around, gives it to Larson, then back to Weishaus, top of the zone. Weishaus under pressure, drops it off for Larson. Larson into the corner. There's Heaton there. Heaton takes it back outside. Compressed defensive shape for Northern Michigan. Larson. Heaton on the near side. Heaton has some time and space in the left circle. Decides to tee up and fire, but it's blocked. Maybe took an extra touch there. Allowed the defender to get in the way. Coming the other way is Beek. And Beek going to carry it into neutral ice. Stolen by MSU. Long pass across. Avery Hayes going to carry it over the blue line for MSU. Waiting for some help here. Hayes tries to center it. It's kicked around at the top of the crease. That's a scary puck to see if you're Northern Michigan. Don't love to see a puck that's just kind of lazily floating outside the crease. Hayes on the outside. Hayes in the right circle. Tees up. Fires. Blocked. Loose in the slot. And coming away Northern Michigan. 33 seconds on the power play. Trying to skate it through is Schultz. Carries it all the way into the corner. Dangerous skater, of course. The reputation precedes her. Spartans taken away, 23 seconds, and here they come. Vranos leading the charge. Kagan. Or excuse me, that's Lempa, rather. Lempa skating around in the left circle, 10 seconds. Lempa. Rips one across into the right circle. A pretty pass, but just hopped over the stick. That was it, and it scored! They scored! The Northern Michigan defenders are super confused. Mia Herbst scores for MSU on the power play. So the pass across to Herbst, she was able to collect it and send it back in towards the top of the crease. I think it might have kicked off a defender's skate because everyone was reacting to it like it was just going to go across the face, and then suddenly it was in the back of the net. But pressure leads to goals. And the Spartans have a goal. With 15:48 to go in the second period, MSU 1, Northern Michigan 0. And the Spartans have a lead over the number 2 team in the central standings. Ella Dobbs behind the net for Michigan State. Sometimes you see teams skate with a little more speed and power after picking up a goal. Let's see if the Spartans can take advantage of it. That one loose across the face. Picked up by Radman. Down in the corner, Rachel Beek. Being defended by a couple of Spartans. Frozen in the corner down there. 15:10 to go second period. Spartans just took a 1-goal lead. Taken by Dobbs. Works it back to the top of the zone. Billy. Down low to Weiss. Behind the net, in the corner. Spartans still have it. This is Radman now. Works it back out to Weber. Weber dumps it into the corner. It pings off the rear boards. Sent away by Northern Michigan. They're going to skate it out. Jemignami. Skates past one, skates past another, takes it all the way in behind the net while she gets a line change on, tries to center it, picked up on the left side by Kierzek. Kierzek into the corner, tries to center it, way too many white shirts in there for that cross, and here comes Ella Dobbs. 14:25 to go, she's dispossessed, but it's Avery Hayes who picks it up. Hayes moving into the neutral zone. They got some help here. Skating on ahead is Billy. Billy in the left circle. Billy leaves it off for Lempa. Lempa back to Billy on the left side. Behind the net, it's Schultz with the puck now for Northern. 14 minutes to go, second period, 1-0 Spartans. Long lifted pass on. It's going to go all the way down to Rorick, and she's going to have to cover it. It's as good of a clearance as you can ask for Northern Michigan. You force the goalie to deal with it, and you apply enough pressure that she has to cover it and freeze it for a face-off. 13:57 to go, second period. Michigan State 1, Northern Michigan 0. Mia Herbst, the goal scorer, her second of the season, and that's a big one for Michigan State. They get to play with a lead now here in the second period. And they've really looked the part. In the first period, there were times, here's the drop real quick, we'll get to that in a second. Lempa skating into the neutral zone for Michigan State. Puck taken away in the neutral zone, coming the other way is Kierzek. Across to Schultz. Sent all the way in behind. Picked up by Pernot behind the net. Pernot swings it around. That is Falkowitz rather on the near side. Sends it behind to Kierzek. Behind the net once again. 13:23 to go, second period. Michigan State 1, Northern Michigan 0. Pernot behind the net. Lifts it off the boards, looking for some other. Rolls around the rails and ends up in the neutral zone. Falkowitz, Schultz in the middle. That pass picked off by MSU. Coming the other way is Weishaus. Weishaus skating through everybody, trying to alleviate some pressure for Michigan State. Schultz has to scramble back to it. They're fighting for it in the attacking zone for Michigan State. Now down into the corner, picked up by Falkowitz. And she'll try to set the offense up from the rear line. On to Bisek, into the middle. Skating is Schultz, and she just dumps it in behind. Northern will get a line change on, and that's good defense there from Bisek, forcing the issue, winning the puck, putting one to the near post. It's blocked. And Bicek keeping the pressure on for Northern. They keep it in the attacking zone despite making a 4-player line change. Spartans finally get it into neutral ice. 12.5 to go in the second. Ligas sent along across the ice. Nahovic in the neutral zone, picked up by Avery Hayes. Hayes tries to push it into the attacking zone, doesn't have much help, but it's left off and picked up by Herbst. Herbst skating it all the way in. Herbst wants another. The shot, a kick save. Out wide into the corner, picked up by Northern. 12 minutes even, left in the second. Here they come the other way, open ice for Beek. Beek over the blue line. Beek tries to skate past a defender. Too many defenders in the way. That puck works its way into the crease where it's kicked away by Rorik. Spartans coming the other way. Here comes Nahovic. Nahovic leading the charge. Over the blue line, Nahovic with some ice. Nahovic works past the defender but pushes it too far, and it's covered by Eager with 11:41 to go in the second period. What I was trying to say a little bit ago, in the first period, there were moments when the Spartans looked like they were playing very defensively, trying to get comfortable, trying to kind of feel out this Northern Michigan team. But in the second period, it's been much more even. They've been much more confident with the puck. They've been trying to establish and hold possession, and they've been sending more skaters forward when they have the puck on attack. They feel more comfortable. They look more comfortable, and that's one of the reasons why they're leading right now with 11:40 to go in the second. Face-off, Harnick. Jemignami tries to send it along the far boards. A lot of Spartans there. Spartans have been rallying defensively, not giving Northern Michigan a whole lot of free time on the puck, especially here in this second period. Puck sent all the way through, and they got numbers here maybe. Ella Dobbs leading the charge. Drops it off for Larson. Larson centered the shot wide from Lexi Radman. Out wide, Ella Dobbs trying to keep it in play for Michigan State. Harnick picks up the puck under pressure in her own corner, spins out of it, plays it along. That's a good pass. And now here comes Northern trying to launch an attack, but it's lost in the neutral zone. Spartans have it now. Vranos trying to keep it, but under constant pressure, and that puck goes all the way back into Rorik, who's just going to cover it. 10:47 to go second period. Michigan State 1, Northern Michigan 0. The Spartans have looked up to the task of playing with this very good Northern Michigan squad here. At home, game 1 of 2. They'll play tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The shot from deep off the drop for Northern is blocked. Out wide it goes. Reister in the far corner, fighting for it. Spartans able to clear it into neutral ice. 10.5 to go second period. Spinning around, Ligas gets it into neutral ice. Pass on ahead is offline. The Spartans will retreat back into their own zone to try to get it out of there. Larson along the boards to Lempa. Lempa sends it along to the blue line where it's sent back in by Northern. Trying to get there is Kagan. Centered from behind the net by Northern, but they can't get the shot off. Sent back in. Schultz off the rear boards. Tries to center it from behind the net. Kicked out wide. Halfway through the second period. Shot from distance. Rorik has to kick that bouncing puck away. Ligas on the attempt. All the way outside, picked up by Schultz. Northern starting to look more comfortable after they were on their heels for a few minutes there here in the second period. They'll send it around. Schultz behind the net. Pass out front is picked off. Herbst, the goal scorer, passes it off to Lempa. Lempa tries to carry it over the blue line. She does, now trying to hold it there. And clear it away. Spartans will retreat to their own zone and try to work the offense from the back line, sent all the way down. Herbst giving chase, and she's not going to get there in time. It'll go for icing. $9:10 to go second period. Spartans holding the line here. And there's this temptation, obviously, and you hear every sport, every coach has said you can't play scared, you can't play not to lose when you take the lead. So far, the Spartans have done a good job of not doing that. It's a trap that a lot of teams fall into, but the senior class we're celebrating tonight, they're not going to let this Michigan State team make those mistakes. 9 minutes to go in the second. Oldani at her own blue line. Sent on by Kennedy. It's knocked down in the neutral zone. Here they come. Avery Hayes. Hayes across. That's a good deflection. Spartans couldn't keep it in the attacking zone, despite Billy trying to jump off the bench and make that stop at the blue line. Oldani has it for Northern. Sends it outside. Jemignami. Jemignami poked away. Picked up by Herbst. Herbst centers it to Hayes over the blue line. Hayes tees up, fires. It's saved in the glove by Lauren Eager. Can't say enough about how good these goalies have been for both Michigan State and Northern Michigan. Lauren Eager, Dario Rorik. They are proving the praise that they have earned all around all season. .950 save percentage for Lauren Eager, .930 for Dario Rorik coming into the game. And they have looked the part. Face-off, Katie Wong back to the top. Wong in the right circle. That pass gets away from her, goes all the way behind. Picked up by Weiss, and they're going to work it back to the top. Emma Billy. Billy across, the pass in front, in the slot looking for Wong. Wong picks it up in the corner, and it's taken away from her by Reister. Reister on to Bisick, passes it ahead. Trying to make a run at this, and tripped up from behind is Kierzak, who is trying to make a run at Rorik. And the referees are going to get her. It's going to be on Anna Weber. 8:03 to go in the second. And now the Spartans, this is the challenge, right? Now you're in a position where Northern's looking more comfortable. They're skating with more power. They've created some opportunities. And now you're down a skater. You've got to stem this tie. This is a big moment in this one with 8:03 to go in the second. Face off in the left circle for Northern. And they immediately send it all the way back through the neutral zone. Spartans will take that every time. So Wildcats going to send it up from behind their own net. That pass is offline, picked up by Radman, who just sends it back in. So the Spartans have gotten to waste 20 seconds without really having to do much. Ligas sends it across, and it pings off the boards. The Spartans will take it in the neutral zone, just clear it away again. But that clearance is blocked in the neutral zone. Coming the other way, Northern. 90 seconds on the power play. Into the corner, sent in off the side of the net. Was trying to get a cross in, Schultz was, and Rorik able to get on it with 1:23 to go in the power play. So not much pressure from Northern in these first 37 seconds of the power play. Changes coming on for Michigan State. It's going to be Weishaus, Vranos, Larson, and Heaton as the penalty kill unit. 7:26 to go, second period. Spartans just trying to get out of this power play, get back to full strength with this 1-0 lead. Face off in the left circle. Picked up by Hovis. Hovis tries to center it, goes all the way through, but no one gets on it. On the near side now, Beek in the corner. Rachel Beek in behind. Trying to set it up from behind as Schultz decides to shoot it herself, but Rorik blocks it. Hovis behind the net. Hovis works back to the top of the zone. Oldani down into the corner to Beek. Less than a minute on the power play now. Oldani again. Oldani leaves it off for Beek in the far corner. Beek works back to the top, and it gets all the way through. It gets past Hovis into neutral ice. Wildcats will reset, 45 seconds. Schultz on the near side. Stopped at the blue line by Larson and cleared back into neutral ice. Jemignami on the far side of the left circle has a shot. It's blocked wide. Trying to clear it as Larson gets back to the top of the zone where Ligas pass up for Schultz, who tees up and fires. Good defense by Vranos to get her body in the way. 20 seconds. Heaton on the puck now. Heaton trying to get it into neutral ice. She does. Pokes it along. Ligas will save it in her own zone. 14 seconds on the power play. Ligas skating it on. Over the blue line. Ligas all the way in. The shot is blocked. 8 seconds. Down into the corner. Picked up by Weishaus. Weishaus skates it into the far corner. Picked up by Bisick there. Dropped in behind for Jemignami. The power play expires. Jemignami works back to the top. The shot from Schultz goes in behind. Spartans back to full strength. Bisick. They try to pass it back to Bisick, but she moved off that spot, and it goes back into neutral ice where the Spartans will get it away. And the Spartans successfully kill off the penalty. They do pick up an icing. 5:44 to go, but the Spartans 2 for 2 on the penalty kill tonight. And that right now is the difference. Spartans, for their part, are 1 for 2 on power plays. 5:44 to go second period, leading 1-0 against this vaunted Northern Michigan squad, a team that deserves the praise it's gotten. But the Spartans doing a good job against them right now. All the way behind Bicek. Bicek in the left circle, works back to the top, Falkowitz. Falkowitz trying to set it up, puts it into the corner, pings it off the corner. Around behind, kind of a clever pass actually. Ends up with Jem McNamee on the far side. Nothing really came of it, but a pretty interesting idea there from Northern Michigan. They're going to cycle it back to the top of the zone, and stolen by Katie Wong. Katie Wong coming the other way over the blue line. Wong stops and turns, looking for some help. Wong tries to get it across to Larson. Excuse me, this is Emily Weiss rather, not Larson. Weiss all the way to the far side. Works it out to Pernot at the top. Pernot, near side. Billy, left circle, shoots, blocked off the stick of Lauren Eager. Spartans pick it back up, work back to the top. Pernot, shot wide. Katie Wong, whose interception started this whole thing, tries to dump it in behind to Weiss. It's looped all the way around. And Jem McNamee will try to start an attack for Northern, but disrupted by Heaton and cleared away by Northern. 4.5 to go, and the Spartans will set it up from behind. It'll go for icing. Never mind. 4:29 to go, second period. Spartans 1, Wildcats nothing. It's been a real good game for the neutrals. We expected it would be low scoring. So far, yeah, that's what we expected. Bicek trying to lead the charge for Northern. Loses the puck. Emma Billy will start the play from behind. Billy sends it on, trying to get it into Herbst, who scored the go-ahead goal for Michigan State, but it's offline, and it'll go back for icing with 4:10 to go in the second period. The Spartans have correctly answered every question on the test so far. They scored a power play goal. They're 2 for 2 on penalty kills. Daria Rourke has made every stop. And the defense has done a good job keeping the pressure off of Rourke for the most part. She hasn't had to have an exceptional game, just her normal good game. She hasn't had to do anything extraordinary to keep the shutout so far. 4 minutes to go. Spartans with it. Here they come. Heaton leading the charge over the blue line, and Dobbs was offside. I think Dobbs was expecting the pass and never got it. So it will be offside, and we'll have a face-off in front of the MSU bench with 3:54 to go in the second period. Face-off. Immediately taken by MSU. Lempa in the attacking zone in the left circle. Lempa, defender loses her stick. Lempa skating around. Works it back to the top. Vranos, right side, sends it in. It's knocked down by Eager. Round to the near side, Lavelle. Lavelle centers, and it's covered by Eager with 3:35 to go in the second period. Lavelle, Lempa, left circle, taken away by Northern. Here they come the other way. Beek leading the way. Beek carries it down towards the corner, stops, turns, back to the top of the zone. The shot from distance, it's scored. An absolute rip from the top of the zone by Mara Kennedy. Daria Rourke beaten for the first time today. And we are level with 3:21 to go in the second. Face off back to the blue line. Ligas sends it ahead. We're tied at 1 now with 3:10 to go in the second period. It's been a good defensive hockey game, but a brilliant finish from Mara Kennedy has tied this one up. Mia Kagan in her own zone. Kagan at the blue line. Works it along the near boards where it's taken away by Ligas. Ligas just sends it away. 2:45 left in the period. Spartans with it. And unlike when you score a goal and you have that energy, conceding a goal can really sap it from you. Michigan State, now they need to respond the next 2.5 minutes and keep this energy that they've been playing with throughout the second period. At the very least, try to get to the third period without conceding another. Ideally, you want to get the energy back right away and start creating chances again. Maybe see this as an opportunity to go into the third with the lead still. Ligas sends it on away. It's stolen by Heaton. Heaton carries over the blue line. Heaton tees up, fires just wide. It bounces back in off the rear boards. It's cleared around the boards to Pernot at the top of the zone. 2 minutes even to go in the second. Pernot swings it around. Mara Kennedy, the equalizer, sends it on its way. Knocked down by Dobbs. A good interception on the logo. Dobbs turns it up herself. Dobbs takes it all the way in on the slot. Fires and scores! Ella Dobbs! Ella Dobbs making her own money on a Saturday night. What a time to score your first goal of the season. Ella Dobbs. What a fantastic goal. A brilliant interception, carries it in herself, and then just buries it under the bar. What a response from Michigan State. They did not lose their heads. They did not lose their cool. And now with 1:45 to go, they're right back in front. That one's lifted into the Northern Michigan bench. Face-off upcoming with 99 seconds to go in the second period. Face-off. Back to Harnick. Harnick trying to get it out of her own zone, sends it on to Beek, and that's frozen along the far boards. Finally kicked away into neutral ice, but the Spartans will pick it up. Weber at her own blue line. 1:25 to go in the second. Rachel Beek sends it all the way in, and Rorick going to cover it. We'll have a face-off with 1:20 left in the second period clock. I cannot get over how good that goal was from Ella Dobbs. Intercepted the pass, and then took it upon herself to carry it in and finish from between the circles. That's how good this Michigan State team is. So many players. Dobbs hadn't scored yet this season. That's her first goal. And some brilliant individual defensive skill turns into an outstanding finish. A lot of good skaters, a lot of good hockey players on this MSU team. Off the face-off, sent in off the side of the net. The rebound, the putback, and they've scored. Oh my goodness, we're tied. Anna Schultz, her 20th of the year. Well, this was a defensive battle. These two teams have scored 3 goals in 130 seconds. They applied the pressure. They sent one in that went off the side of the net. And then Schultz was just there to make the play. 1 minute to go in the second period. All kinds of things happening here at Munn Ice Arena. Herbst into the neutral zone. Frozen in front of the Northern bench, 48 seconds. Still frozen out there. 2 Spartans, 2 Wildcats. Now a third Spartan deciding to join the party. Still frozen, finally off the boards, 40 seconds to go, and then they put it right back where they found it. 38 seconds. Finally, the Wildcats dig it out, and they'll try to move the puck forward now. Knocked away from Oldani. Picked up by Dobbs, but they're offside. 30 seconds left in the second period. A dynamic second period, to say the least. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 2 minutes and 10 seconds, pardon me. And we're tied at 2. Larson sends it in behind, off the faceoff, behind the net. Picked up by Harnick, 20 seconds. They send it around. Gets all the way to Allen over there on the far side, trying to get it out of the zone. 15 seconds, taken away by MSU. Maybe one more push here. From the right side, sent in behind. Picked up by Weishaus, 8 seconds in the corner. Northern just trying to freeze it out there, but it gets all the way through. Weishaus, the backhand, it's saved. 2 seconds, 1. That's the end of the second. And now we're going to have that extended intermission almost certainly. I don't see a Zamboni down there. This is usually when we get the Zamboni break. Players are headed to the locker room. Both teams are headed to the locker room. I don't see the Zamboni yet, but both teams are headed to the locker room. I think we can anticipate a long break, and I think we all need it. 2-2. What a second period. We got 20 more minutes of this. Stick around. We'll go to break real quick, and then we'll be back for the third period of what's been a really good one between Northern Michigan and Michigan State, live on Flow Sports. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Munn Ice Arena. A flurry of goals in the last couple of minutes of that second period has left us with a 2-2 tie between Michigan State and Northern Michigan. Colton Wesley, Open-End Media. A referee in that center ice is blowing the whistle, waiting on Michigan State to break the huddle. Northern Michigan tied it. Mara Kennedy with 3:21 to go in the period. Spartans responded. Ella Dobbs with a brilliant solo goal with 1:46 to go. And then it was Anna Schultz providing yet another equalizer 35 seconds later. Spartans will skate left to right here in this third period. Reese Heaton will do battle with Anna Schultz for the faceoff. And Northern Michigan, no, Michigan State will, as it turns out, control the opening drop. The Zambonias come through here, which means that the ice is going to be faster and slicker than it was for the first two periods, which for a few minutes usually means a bit of an adjustment period for these teams. So we'll see how much that affects play. Always want to make that point because it is pretty stark here at Munn Ice Arena how much of a difference the Zamboni ends up making. Avery Weishaus with it in her own zone for Michigan State. Under pressure from Mylena Hovis. And here comes Weishaus, skates it up. Reese Heaton on the outside. It's Larson, makes a defender fall. Left circle, fires across. Was trying to get it into Avery Weishaus on the back post, but couldn't get it to her. Lempa picks it up. Lempa tries to skip past the defender, gets it in behind, looking for some help. Lempa versus Harnick trying to win the puck behind the net. Taken away by Oldani. Oldani swings it around behind. 18:50 to go in the third period. Pass across, picked off by Michigan State and dumped in behind by Reese Heaton. It pings off the rear boards where it's given up to Harnick. Schultz. Spartans with a heavy forecheck. 3 defenders, now all 5 in the attacking zone. Izzy Oldani under pressure behind her own net. Gives it up to Hovis. And they send it away. Vanessa Larson will watch it go for icing. 18:21 to go, third period. Michigan State 2, Northern Michigan 2. Third period action here at Munn Ice Arena on a bitterly cold Saturday night. I'm sure the folks listening back up where Northern Michigan's from, like, yeah, sure, bitterly cold. Try being up here. 18:25 to go. The puck sent in from the top of the zone. It's cleared away into the neutral zone. Kagan are going to work it back to Rourke, and Rourke going to have to cover it. Eva Kierzek was providing some pressure. So Spartans will concede the faceoff. 18:05 to go, third period. We are level, 2 goals apiece. Number 2, Northern Michigan in the central standings. Number 8, Michigan State. A win here would go a long way toward bolstering Michigan State's playoff resume. Face-off. Back to the top of the zone, up at the blue line, sent in, and sent right back to Ligas. Ligas down into the corner. Puck across is picked off by Dobbs. Dobbs sends it ahead and just kind of clears it. Picked up by Northern Michigan. They're going to move the puck quickly through the neutral zone. Dumped along by Bicek. Behind the net it goes Ellie Johnson. All the way out to the far side, Kierzek. Picked up by Hayes. Swings it around. Herbst. Puck knocked up into the air. Back to the top of the zone. Kennedy down into the corner. To Beek. Beek trying to spin on it and create some space for herself, but the Spartans bring the double team. Now it's frozen along the board in the near corner. In the attacking zone for Northern Michigan. 17:05 to go in the third period. Still frozen. Finally poked free behind the net. Picked up by Pernot. Pernot sends it all the way around. Ligas stops it from leaving the zone, but then sends it back into the zone after it does leave. Spartans kept that pressure on and were able to at least get the puck to escape the zone. Northern Michigan will send it back where it came from to get a line change. 16:45 to go. Still tied at 2. Pernot. Up over the neutral zone. Weishaus on the near side, trying to center it. Weber. Pass to Heaton. On the near side, Weishaus. Reister. Centered, shot blocked. What a stop. Jemignami was in the slot. A good puck in from Reister, but a great block from Rorik. 16 and a quarter to go. Weishaus carries it into the attacking zone. Weishaus working with Lempa. Across, picked up by Jemignami. Along the far boards, on to Schultz. Schultz tees up, fires well wide. 15:55 to go. Reister. Sent away over the blue line. Weishaus picks it up for MSU. Weishaus dumps it in behind. It's going to work its way all the way around behind the net. 15:40 to go. Spartans will get changes on. Here they come through the neutral zone. Falkowitz over the blue line. Falkowitz surrounded by Spartans. Falkowitz somehow manages to keep it. In the corner, now behind the net. Pushed up against the boards. Now has some support. Now lots of bodies down there. Frozen along the rear boards. Picked up by Radman. Radman trying to skate it out. But poked back in by Northern Michigan, and Rorik comes out of her crease to make the stop. Daria Rorik recognizing the situation, recognizing that she didn't have any other help over there. Radman was in a tough position to try to make a play on that puck, so Rorik comes out of her crease to make the play. $15:11 to go, third period. Michigan State 2, Northern Michigan 2. Sent around behind the net by Michigan State off the drop, and Wong will just get it into neutral ice. Trying to give chase to it is Radman, but Ligas will get there first. Northern sends it along the far boards. Behind the net it goes. Rorik watches it go. Spartans pick it up behind the net. Lavelle tries to spin and get it out of there. Frozen along the far boards in the attacking zone for Northern. 14:45 to go, third period. Spartans able to get back on it. Puck across. This is Wong dumping it in, giving chase. Behind the net, Beek. Beek. Dispossessed by Avery Hayes, back at the blue line and cleared away. Spartans will set up from their own blue line. Vranos sends it around. Behind the net, picked up by Ligas for Northern. Cleared away by Hovis. Spartans have it in the neutral zone. 14:10 to go. Pass is picked off in the neutral zone. Northern coming the other way. And they're offside. Might have been an opportunity there for Hovis, but I think that it was Schultz who got a little ahead of the play. She was anticipating a pass, I think. And with 14:07 to go, we'll have a face-off. Face-off, Heaton, Lempa. In the neutral zone, puck being poked around. Schultz trying to get on it. Lots of contact there at the blue line. Spartans have it in their own zone, and now skating free of the defense is Kagan. Kagan splits two more defenders, trying to carry it all the way in, and blows up a defender after losing the puck. 13:45 to go. Behind the net it goes. Picked up by Northern. Here they come the other way. Puck sent ahead. Here comes Hovis. Hovis skating, has one defender between her and the goal in the right circle, centers it, but there's nobody there. And the Spartans will get it back to the top of the zone, where it's sent back in by Kennedy. Picked up by Lempa. Lempa on the ice to Weishaus. Weishaus, big hit, good stop by Schultz to disrupt that play. Lempa picks up the loose puck. Here comes Lempa over to Weishaus. On to Lempa at the blue line. We got a whistle. We got a penalty coming up. And it's going to be on Schultz. Okay, big chance for the Spartans now. 13:18 to go in the third. Anna Schultz, who scored the equalizer, her 20th goal of the year, back in the third. She's in the bin, and now the Spartans will have 2 minutes with an extra skater. Vranos on the near side after the drop over to Hayes in the left circle. Back to the top, Kagan, lots of space. Kagan fires, it's blocked. Beek trying to get it out. Big hit by Kagan into the boards. And the Spartans pick it up in the neutral zone. Vranos retreating back towards their own goal. Vranos starting the move. And Vranos is upended at the blue line. Referees let it go. Wong on to Herbst. This game's starting to get pretty feisty. Kagan tees up. Shot is blocked. Larson in off the bench. Has it in the corner. Larson sends it in the middle. The shot point blank by Wong is blocked. The second effort, we got a whistle. I'm not sure what for. And it's a penalty on Northern. It's going to be 5-on-3. They're sending Rachel Beek into the box. Well, if you're Michigan State, this is as golden an opportunity as exists in hockey. 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 12 seconds. You have got to create some pressure here. This is as good of a look as you're going to get. 12:30 left in the period. The face-off. Larson skating at the top of the zone. Larson still now in the left circle. Larson shoots off the side of the net. Larson tries to go collect it. It's cleared back to the top of the zone by Northern. Mishandled there for a second, but picked up by Larson. Weishaus on the near side, back to Larson at the point. 50 seconds of 5-on-3. The shot on the entry pass is blocked. Picked up by Heaton, who was the initial shooter there. Heaton in the left circle. Heaton shoots, blocked. Compressed shape from Northern, of course. The second effort, blocked at the near post. Larson on the attempt. 35 seconds of 5-on-3. Larson. Lavelle, left circle, sends it in. It's blocked again. 27 seconds. Spartans are applying the pressure. Northern holding up, 23 seconds. Near side. Larson shoots. It's blocked. 18 seconds. Several shots for Michigan State. No goals, and Weishaus lost the handle at the blue line, and they just kept it in. Lavelle, 7 seconds of 5-on-3. Pass across to the left circle. The shot from there is blocked. Heaton picks it up. Heaton sends across, 5-on-4 now. The shot, and saved! Lavelle with a good look from the right circle, but a great stop from Lauren Eager. Penalty number 1 has expired. There are 45 seconds of 5-on-4 coming up. And it wasn't for lack of trying. Michigan State put plenty of pucks on frame. Lauren Eager up to the challenge. Avery Hayes to take the drop. Spartans still with the extra skater for another 40 seconds, and Vranos is dispossessed. It's poked back into neutral ice. Vranos has to go retreat to go pick it back up. Spartans will try to build again, 30 seconds. Ahead looking for Wong, couldn't receive the pass. In behind, Harnick swings it around. Vranos has it near side, 23 seconds on the power play. Into Wong in the corner. Wong tries to send it across. It gets all the way across after a redirect. Picked up by Kagan. Kagan tries to center. It's picked off Hovis. Hovis going to skate with it. 12 seconds. Hovis trying to kill some time. Hovis carries into the attacking zone over the blue line. Vranos now being pushed up against the boards, and that's going to expire the penalty. 10.5 to go in the third period. The Spartans cannot cash in on 5-on-3. Great defense from Northern Michigan, especially Lauren Eager. The Spartans squander a golden opportunity. 10.25 to go in the third. Pass across is offline from Northern Michigan, and Ellie Johnson just sends it on its way. Spartans will get a change on. 10:08 to go in the third. Centered to Izzy Oldani. Along the near boards. Frozen there near the center line. Poking it into the attacking zone is Schultz. Corrals it, left circle, tries to center, lifts it high and over the bar. Bicek back to the top. Oldani sends it down into the corner. 9:38 to go. Pass ahead off the stick of Weishaus into neutral ice. Picked up by Bicek. Bicek off the boards. Picked up by Pernot. Pernot lifts it off the glass. Knocked down by Bicek in the right circle. Behind the net it goes. Pernot there first for MSU. Swings it along the boards. Gets it to Lempa, who controls it. Lempa plays it off the boards. Trying to find someone making that run, but getting there first is Falkowitz, who sends it back in. Picked off by MSU. Coming the other way, Pernot. Pernot knocked away by Allen. Coming the other way now is Kierzek. Kierzek hit off the puck by Lempa, and oh my goodness, there's going to be a penalty on Michigan State. A big hit by Lempa, and the referees didn't like that one. So the Spartans, after having an opportunity with an extra skater, give one away. With 9:02 to go in the third, Northern Michigan now gets to be in the driver's seat for 2 minutes. Anna Schultz, Hovis, back to Oldani. Ligas on the right side, trying to shoot from that side. It's blocked and cleared away. Ellie Johnson with an excellent clearance. Just lifts it all the way clear. Northern will have to set it up from behind their own net. Ligas. They're going to get it across to Oldani. Schultz carries through the neutral zone over the blue line. Schultz drops it off. Oldani shoots, blocked by too many white shirts in the way. And Johnson, another good clearance. That's that senior savvy making the play. 1:20 to go. 8:20 left in the third period. Lempa chomping at the bit to get back into the action here. That pass is picked off by Michigan State in the attacking zone. Larson, and she's able to at least get it into the corner and kill some more time. Ligas trying to set up the action from behind the net. 1 minute left on the power play. In the neutral zone, good movement from Beek. Weishaus trying to get in the way. Schultz carries into the right circle. Schultz carries behind the net. That pass in front. There's nobody there for it. And the Spartans get it out to the near boards. Heaton trying to get it free, but she can't. Oldani takes it from her. Pass in front. And the kick save. Hovis on the attempt. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Working it back to the top. Oldani. Bicek at the top of the zone. Has a shot. It's saved. Don't want to give Bicek that much room. But a good stop from Rorik. 31 seconds left on the penalty kill for MSU. 2 for 2 so far. They've been pretty disciplined today. Not going to the box. Trying to make it 3 for 3 here. Face off. Taken by Northern. Back to the top. Oldani. Shot. It deflects off of Reese Heaton's skate. Out wide it goes to Ligas. 20 seconds. Up against the board. Spartans just trying to poke it into neutral ice. It's picked up by Kierzek at the top of the zone. Oldani down into the corner. 10 seconds. Spartans have it down there in the corner. Now it's frozen there. 5 seconds. Just trying to keep it there. And Heaton picks it up, tries to get it out. She can't, but that will expire the penalty. And now Lempa jumping right back into the fray. We're back at full strength. Under 7 to go in the third. Spartans kill off a power play for the third time today. Shot across from the near side, all the way back to the top. A shot from the right side. That's over everything. I think Rorik got a piece of it. Weishaus trying to get it out of there, and it over the blue line. Kierzek diving to try to keep it in the zone, but Michigan State picks up the loose puck. Pass across looking for Wong, who just came in. Radman picks up the loose puck. Back to Lempa. Lempa just lifts it into neutral ice. 6:25 to go. Tries to relieve that pressure a little bit. Sent back in by Oldani. Rorik watches it go wide. Picked up by Weber. Sends it around. Lempa plays it off the boards, able to keep it into neutral ice. Lempa just going to dump it on. Spartans will take that icing. They've been under pressure the last couple of minutes, even after the power play ended. 6 minutes, 6 seconds left in the third. We're still tied at 2. These can be such difficult spots to play in if you're a team like Michigan State. You want to still be positive, but you also don't want to overextend. Off the face-off, taken by Northern Michigan. Schultz on the left side. Left circle shot and saved by Rorik. .553 left in the third. Face-off in the left circle. Hovis has it in the corner, trying to center it. The backhand at the near post by Schultz is blocked. Has to just work it back out to the top of the zone. Down into the corner, looking for the cross. Deflected back to the top. Harnick fires. Saved. Loose at the slot. The kick is saved by Rorik again. Rorik made the save. Initially, it bounced off of her. The putback dives on it. And with 5:36 to go, it's still 2-2. Face off in the left circle. Lots of pressure from Northern Michigan the last few minutes. Spartans would love some kind of pressure release. Swung around the outside. Emily Weiss trying to track it down and at least get it out of the zone, but she can't. Picked up by Reister. Reister, the shot is blocked. Back to the top of the zone it goes. Dumping it into the corner, and there's a tangle up there in the right circle, and the referees blow it dead, and there's going to be a penalty on somebody. Who's going to get the blame for it? It's going to be Reister. Reister got tangled up with Anna Weber, and Weber might be going to the bin as well. I think they both are going to the bin. Referees had enough of that. So more or less offsetting penalties. But it will be 4-on-4. So that might open things up here. Hard to say who that's going to benefit. Both of these teams have these fast, dynamic skaters, and you prepare for these 4-on-4 situations. They do pop up. 5:13 to go, off the face-off. Ellie Johnson tries to swing it around the boards. It's knocked down by Old Donnie. Sent on away. Back to the blue line. Ligas retreats to pick it up over to Hovis. Hovis on the far boards, picked up by MSU, and they're going to try to get it forward, but knocked away. And here comes Schultz over the blue line. Schultz skips past the defender, but she took too much of a touch, and she has to recycle it back to the right circle. Schultz fires, blocked. 1.5 minutes of 4-on-4 left. Back to the right circle again. Another shot. Ligas this time. It's knocked down, I think, by her own teammate, and the Spartans clear it away. 1:20 to go in the 4-on-4 scenario with 4.5 minutes to go in the third. Northern just kind of getting away there. They'll reset. Pernot, Johnson, Heaton, and Lempa, the 4 for MSU. Long pass by Pernot was offline. Was trying to get it into Heaton, and it's going to go wide of the goal and on for icing with 1:02 to go in the third. Or 1:02 to go in the power play, in the 4-on-4 scenario, excuse me. 4:15 to go in the third. A reminder for anybody who doesn't know, yes, there's overtime. We had it earlier today in the D1 game. It'd be 5 minutes of 3-on-3, but we're not there yet. Still a lot of hockey to play. Johnson behind the net. Swings it around. Oldani picks it up at the top of the zone. Oldani skating across the top of the zone. Sends it in. The shot is blocked. Bicek was point blank, and we got a whistle. Oh, I think they're going to get Ellie Johnson. Now it's supposed to be 4-on-3. Couple of mistakes for Michigan State here late in the third. Now the ice is going to be wide open for the next 45 seconds at least. And in 45 seconds, it'll go back down to 5-on-4. 3:58 to go. The next 2:45, the Spartans will spend down a skater. Or I should say the next 2 minutes, rather, they'll spend down a skater. In the right circle, the shot, saved by Rorik. 3:47 on the game clock, 34 seconds of 4-on-3, and then it'll be another minute and 15 of 5-on-4, favoring Northern Michigan. Big test for Michigan State's defense here, trying to hang tight in a tough game against a tough opponent. Behind the net, Oldani sends it, picked up by MSU, and just sent clear by Larson. Off the rear boards. Radman up to give Oldani some trouble. 10 seconds left of 4-on-3. Even just getting to 5-on-4 will benefit Michigan State in the neutral zone. Skating on with it is Schultz. Schultz, the shot is blocked, and now it's 5-on-4. Schultz picks it up left side, rips it down the goal line. Rorik blocks it at the near post. Schultz tries to backhand it across. Loose at the near post, poked around, and Rorik's got it. 1:04 on the power play. We're back to 5-on-4 with 3:02 to go in the third period. Step one was get through 4-on-3. Now you got to get through 5-on-4. And then you'll have 2 minutes to find your winner before overtime. Face-off upcoming. Lempa immediately clears it. Spartans happy to watch that one go. 55 seconds on the power play. Northern will have to retreat all the way back to get it and rebuild again. Ligas. Hovis on the outside. Pass is knocked away. Picked up. Heaton picks it up after the deflection by Larson. And that's going to kill some more time as Heaton puts it into the corner. Spinning around Oldani behind her own net. 38 seconds on the power play. On to Schultz. Schultz pokes it ahead. Beek on the left side. Beek trying to get it in. Goes back to Oldani instead. The shot is blocked. Beek looking for the putback. No. Spartans got in there. Kagan on the defense, and that pass is offline and back into the neutral zone. 18 seconds on the power play. Spartans pick it up, and they send it away. 10 seconds. Ellie Johnson getting ready to jump back in. 5 seconds left on the power play. Hovis on the far side. Spartans poke it away. Back to full strength. Emily Weiss jumping into the fray. Pass in from the right circle is deflected for Northern Michigan. Loose puck picked up by Radman. Gets it on to Larson. Larson to Weishaus. On the logo. Coming the other way off the turnover, Bicek. Fighting for it in the neutral zone. They work it back into their own zone. 1:35 to go. Here comes Bicek on the right side. Over the blue line. Bicek tees up, fires. Deflected over the bar. 1:30 to go. Weishaus. Working with Herbst. Herbst over the blue line, has support in the middle. Herbst on the right side. Herbst tees up, fires. Oh, couldn't get it to go. Almost a chance for Weiss on the rebound, but it was just wide of her. 1:15 to go. Northern clear their line. Spartans have it in their own zone. Pass for Weishaus from Weber was a bit too strong, but Northern Michigan can only deflect it back in. 1:05 left. Tied at 2. Overtime looms unless someone can find a winner in the final minute here. Puck on the logo, poked away by Northern back into their own zone where Falkowitz will try to set the offense. They work it into the middle to Schultz. Schultz carries over the blue line, doesn't have a lot of help with her in the right circle. Schultz still looking for the support, sends it across, and man, that was a little more difficult for Rourke to deal with than she liked. It's kicked out into the corner. Schultz being screened off the puck, loose in the corner, 38 seconds. Schultz tries to center it, blocked by Heaton. Heaton swings it around the boards. Herbst tries to get on it. Oldani is there for Northern, 30 seconds to go. In the left circle, Schultz back to the top. Shot, Ligas, and scored. Too much pressure. Northern Michigan has dictated the play for the past several minutes, and it was finally too much to bear. Christina Ligas, with 25 seconds remaining, has put Northern Michigan up a goal, and now the Spartans almost certainly will pull the goalie. Now it looks like they're going with 5 for now. Rorick's still out there. 25 seconds to go. Spartans now need a miracle of their own. Face-off. Taken by Schultz, who's just going to try to skate with it as much as she can. In the left circle, Schultz rips one, blocked by Johnson. 15 seconds, Spartans need to go. In the neutral zone, taken by Johnson. 9 seconds, here they come, lifted on, trying to get it into Dobbs. Dobbs, who scored earlier. 4 seconds, it's taken away, around behind, and that's going to do it. Northern Michigan with a late winner in a thriller here at Munn Ice Arena, but we're going to watch them do battle again tomorrow. Be here, 10 a.m. Same channel. A disappointing loss for Michigan State. They played well enough to win, but so did Northern. Whoever won was going to deserve it. And Northern Michigan gets it done at the very end. Third star of the game is going to be Ella Dobbs for Michigan State, who made a brilliant play to put him up back in the second period. Second star of the game is going to be Anna Schultz, who scored a goal and was just brilliant all night for Northern Michigan. But your first star of the game will be Christina Ligas, the captain, scoring the winner with 25 seconds to go. And that is how we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for joining us from Munn Ice Arena. For all of us at Open Ended Media, I'm Colton Wesley. Once again, your final score, Northern Michigan 3, Michigan State 2. We'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow for Game 2 of this home doubleheader. You've been watching Michigan State Women's Hockey on Flow Sports, presented